A very good afternoon to all of you. A very warm welcome to the class. So yesterday we had started with our next session, next phase of national movement, which is freedom and partition, right? So हमने discuss किया था about how the two nation theory or the Pakistan resolution was put forth, right? और उसके बाद हमने discuss किया था कि कैसे second world war आया, and this seemed to be a very ripe time for Jinnah to press for his demand for Pakistan, okay? So चलिए अब हम उसी के साथ जो है वो कंटिन्यू करेंगे. फाइन. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी विल टेक अ लुक एट द सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर एंड द इम्पैक्ट इट हैड ऑन इंडिया. ठीक है, चल. ओके, सो हम क्या देखने वाले हैं? वी गोइंग टू टेक अ लुक एट द so we're going to take a look at the second World War. Okay, so this was from 1939 to 1945. ठीक है, काफी लंबा चल गया था ये war. And what do you think would have been the impact of the Second World War on India? See, understand guys that India was not a direct participant in this war, ठीक है? But India had to participate in this war just because it was a part of the British colony, right? So India, because it was a part of the British colony, it had to get involved in the war. That too without any consultation. मतलब किसी ने पूछा भी नहीं उनसे कि आपको war में participate करना है नहीं करना है. It doesn't matter. They just had to participate. And this led to a very strong reaction, particularly from the members of the Congress. ठीक है? तो उन्होंने बहुत सारे demands put forth किए ब्रिटिशर्स के आगे कि if you want us to participate in the war, you have to fulfill these demands. कि आपको हमारे ये वाले सारे demands जो हैं वो फुलफिल करने पड़ेंगे. The Britishers, however, were negligent. उनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा था. They were not paying any attention to what the Congress was demanding. And as a result, the Congress ministries resigned. ठीक है? उन्होंने क्या कहा कि हम resign कर रहे हैं. And as a result, there was a constitutional deadlock till the time of war. Okay. Now let us understand कि constitutional deadlock जो है वो क्यों रहा होगा. See, who is working in the provinces? Provinces में 1937 के elections के according it is Congress ministries. ठीक है? Now, if Congress ministries resign, in this situation there could have been a re-election. ठीक है? But because the Britishers are so busy in war, they could not have any kind of re-election here. इंडिया में वो भी re-election नहीं कर सकते हैं. So all the constitutional decisions, कोई भी decision है, now that has become pending. मतलब कुछ भी decision लेना है तो कोई है ही नहीं decision maker. So that was something which has become an issue. ठीक है? Now we also need to know what different individuals thought about the war. Guys, ये normal discussion है तो इसमें मैं अलग से आपको notes नहीं दे रही हूँ. ठीक है? So we're just having a normal discussion on this. ठीक है? So the first person that we should know, okay, so हम यहाँ पे क्या देख रहे हैं? ठीक है? So different viewpoints में अगर हम बात करें तो सबसे पहले हम बात किसकी करेंगे? सबसे पहले we will talk about सुभाष चंद्र बोस. ठीक है? तो इनका क्या व्यू पॉइंट था इसको लेकर के, वॉर को लेकर के? चलिए हम वो देखते हैं. So Subhash Chandra Bose thought that this is a very good opportunity to launch any kind of mass movement, ठीक है? Because he felt that otherwise India's demand for freedom is going to get slowed down, fine, and India would never be able to get free from the clutches of England. कि इंडिया जो है वो कभी भी फ्री हो ही नहीं पाएगा. ठीक है? So he, along with, a lot of other people argued that this war was an imperialist one. Fine. मतलब जो दो parties war लड़ रही हैं, उन दोनों में से हमें किसी को choose करने की जरूरत नहीं है because they're both imperialist. Very imperialist to a very great extent. ठीक है? तो हमें दोनों में से किसी का भी साथ देने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. We don't need to do that, right? क्यों जरूरत नहीं है? क्योंकि दोनों ही imperialist हैं and they are both trying to protect their colonies. Both the parties, both the powers जो हैं, they're not fighting this war for any righteous cause. They're fighting this war just because they want to protect. वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपनी colonies को protect करना चाहते हैं. That's it. उनका और कोई aim नहीं है. ठीक है? So he argued that, we should take advantage of this situation and we should move towards freedom immediately and we should launch a civil disobedience movement. Okay? This was Jawaharlal Nehru's viewpoint. Then who do we have? Then we have Gandhi ji and Nehru. Okay? Okay. So what do you think their viewpoint would have been? Chalo. So Gandhi ji and Nehru ji did not find it morally correct to put pressure upon England when it was itself involved in a war against fascism and Nazism. So you know what? Both Gandhi ji and Nehru ji were completely against any kind of fascist and the Nazi government. ठीक है, वो particularly Nazism के बहुत ज़्यादा against थे. ठीक है, उनको लगा कि morally बहुत incorrect है and it is necessary कि हम इस time पे England को support करें. ठीक है, so but हाँ, तो उन्होंने क्या कहा कि हम participate जरूर करेंगे war में, fine, but not unless and until freedom is guaranteed. Okay. So what did they say? They said कि okay, हम participate जरूर करेंगे. We will participate in the war. We will help you with it. But not unless and until freedom is guaranteed. मतलब जब तक आप हमें ये guarantee नहीं देते कि हाँ हम हिंदुस्तान को आजाद कर देंगे, तब तक please don't expect us to do anything. Fine? So that was one thing. वो एक चीज हमारा वो उनका व्यू पॉइंट था. ठीक है, अब हम क्या देख रहे हैं? अब हम देख रहे हैं कांग्रेस का व्यू पॉइंट. चलो. So Congress was in stark opposition to this. Congress said that no, we are not going to participate in any imperialist war. ठीक है? They further declared that the issue of war and peace, कि किसको participate करना है, किसको नहीं करना है, who wants to, who doesn't want to, that will be decided by India, the people of India. So this should not be forced and this should not be decided by Congress or for that matter anyone else. It has to be decided by the people of India. ठीक है? So in a sense, basically Congress was opposed to this, basically देखो ये war हमारी तो थी नहीं, है ना? हम पे क्या की गई थी? हम पे मुसल्लत की गई थी, right? हम पे थोपी गई थी ये war. So Congress was completely against this unnecessary, जो कहते हैं ना कि हमारे ऊपर ये वॉर मुसल्लत की गई. सो कांग्रेस वाज अगेंस्ट दिस अननेसेसरी डिमांड फ्रॉम द ब्रिटिशर्स दैट इंडियंस शुड एंड हैव टू पार्टिसिपेट इन वॉर एंड दैट टू यूजिंग इंडियन रिसोर्सेज विदाउट इवन टेकिंग द कंसेंट ऑफ इंडियंस. ठीक है, तो इस चीज के वो बिल्कुल ही अगेंस्ट थे. फाइन. सो ओके, सो कांग्रेस बेसिकली सेड दैट ओके, we will give you some conditional support, है ना? हम आपको unconditional support नहीं देंगे, हम आपको conditional support देंगे. So what is the condition? They said that okay, we will participate in the war or we will convince Indians to participate in the war, but उसके पीछे conditions होंगी. Conditions क्या होंगी? That India must be declared independent. जैसे ही आपकी war खत्म हो जाएगी, वैसे ही हिंदुस्तान जो है वो आजाद हो जाना चाहिए. ठीक है? That was one thing. Fine. Secondly, they passed a resolution stating that nothing short of independence. Okay, so they're saying, no, we are no longer going to accept any dominion status, any self-governance, etc. This, that. No, what we want is full independence. पूर्ण स्वराज्य चाहिए हमें. उससे नीचे हम कुछ भी नहीं मानेंगे. They also said that the people of India should be left alone to form a constituent assembly which will then form the constitution of India. ठीक है, तो ये उनके कुछ व्यू पॉइंट्स थे. फाइन. अब हम देखते हैं कि मुस्लिम लीग और हिंदू महासभा का क्या व्यू पॉइंट है. चलिए हम वो देखते हैं. So what do you mean? What was the viewpoint of Muslim League and Hindu Mahasabha? चलिए हम वो देखेंगे. So Muslim League, obviously, which had dominated ministries in Punjab, Bengal, Sindh, क्योंकि these are areas where Muslim majority provinces are there. Now they wanted to give full support to Britain. Why? Because they thought कि okay, हमें इससे Britain जो है हमारे support से खुश जाएगा, and they will grant us more concessions, and most importantly, they will grant us Pakistan. ठीक है? So Hindu Mahasabha also offered unconditional support to the British government. I really don't know why they do, but yes, they did. ठीक है. Anyway, लेकिन यहाँ पे ना हमें और 2-3 चीजें समझने की जरूरत है कि ये वॉर आखिर इतना इंपॉर्टेंट क्यों होता चला गया. ठीक है. So remember that Japan is fighting against the Britishers. Okay. जापान क्या कर रहे हैं? जापान जो है वो ब्रिटिशर्स के अगेंस्ट लड़ रहे हैं. फाइन. So then what happened when the Britishers attacked? Fine. So Malaya, Singapore, Burma, Andaman and Nicobar Islands. ठीक है. So they have fallen to whom? They have all fallen to the Japanese forces. Okay, Japanese forces ने ये सारे areas जो हैं वो cover कर लिए हैं. ठीक है. अब वो ये areas क्यों cover कर रहे हैं? Why are they attacking these areas? These are not even, under the British province. They're attacking these areas because they are colonies of Britain. ठीक है? तो ये ब्रिटेन की colonies हैं और इसीलिए इन पे अटैक किया जा रहा है. So these areas have fallen to the Japanese war, Japanese forces, and the Second World War has literally come to the doorstep of India. मतलब literally हमारे दहलीज पे पहुंच गई है. ठीक है? So Gandhi ji was extremely alarmed by this. He said that this war has come to India just because of the British presence. अगर Britishers यहाँ नहीं होते, this war would have been far, 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 far away from us. ठीक है? So, all right. So this is why Gandhi ji called and said that Britishers must quit India. कि आपको हिंदुस्तान से बाहर जाना पड़ेगा because you are creating problems for the integrity of our nation. हमारी national security पे आप एक बहुत बड़ा threat है. So you have to leave the nation. And just like any other war, guys, this war also brought in a lot of economic miseries in the form of rising prices, scarcity of resources. बहुत सारी चीजें थी. ठीक है. There was also a lot of black marketing which was taking place, fine, and it was during this period that Bengal faced the worst famine. और जो मैंने आपको बताया था ना कि विंस्टन चर्चिल ने को जब लेटर लिखा गया था to release the grains, he said that it's Indians' fault for breeding like rabbits and why isn't Gandhi dead yet? This when he said this was during this famine, the famine of 20th century in Bengal. तो जब उन्होंने ये famine की बात की थी ये तब की है. ठीक है. Okay. Now, the Muslim League took opportunity and took matters in their own hand. So remember, the Congress ministries have all resigned. ठीक है? So obviously their influence is not so much among the people, as in they're not really among the people. वो लोगों के आसपास है ही नहीं. So Muslim League took full advantage of this situation ताकि वो अपना जो भी उनका व्यू पॉइंट है, जो भी चीजें हैं उसको वो एडवांस कर सके. ठीक है. So they took full advantage of this situation. And how did they do that? How did they take full advantage of the situation? So when with the absence of Congress, they tried to increase their influence. अपना influence जो है वो increase करने की उन्होंने कोशिश की. ठीक है. And they tried to consolidate, or they tried to basically get everyone to support the demand for Pakistan. All right. And taking advantage of the absence of Congress ministries, उन्होंने पूरी कोशिश की कि हम क्या करें, हम गुडविल अर्न कर सके लोगों की. ठीक है. ओके. सो ये क्या था? ये था डिफरेंट व्यू पॉइंट्स रिगार्डिंग द सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर. आई थिंक इट वाज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस टू डिस्कस दिस बिकॉज जरूरी है हम जाने कि किसका क्या व्यू पॉइंट है. ठीक है. अब हम आते हैं ऑगस्ट ऑफर के ऊपर. प्लीज इस पे थोड़ा सा ध्यान देंगे कि व्हाट इज ऑगस्ट ऑफर. ठीक है. ओके. So what is August offer? क्या है? So remember there's a constitutional deadlock because the Congress ministries have all resigned. ठीक है. Congress ministries ने पूरा जो है वो resign कर दिया है. So there was an issue. There was a constitutional deadlock. ठीक है. और इंडिया जो है वो उनको सपोर्ट नहीं कर रही है वॉर में. इंडिया इज नॉट रेडी टू सपोर्ट देम इन द वॉर. फाइन. सो टू ब्रेक दिस डेडलॉक वी हैव वॉइस रॉय लिंथल ग्रो. ठीक है. फाइन. So who made this offer? It was, sorry. ठीक है, he was the one who made this offer. ठीक है, so इसका एम क्या था? टू रिजॉल्व द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल डेडलॉक. फाइन. तो इसके क्या मेजर प्रपोजल्स थे, चलिए हम वो देखते हैं. तो पहले तो उन्होंने कहा कि there would be an expansion of the Viceroy's Executive Council. All right. So, what were the proposals? सो वॉइसरॉय की जो एग्जीक्यूटिव काउंसिल है, जिसको आप कैबिनेट ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री समझ सकते हो, उसमें उन्होंने कहा कि इंडियन रिप्रेजेंटेशन जो है हम वो बढ़ा देंगे. ठीक है. देन व्हाट डिड दे से? Okay. Then what did they say? A representative constitution making body would be formed. और लास्टली इन्होंने क्या कहा? All right, and they also said that no future constitution will be adopted without the consent of minorities. ठीक है, कि no future constitution without the consent of the minorities. Okay, तो ये था अगस्त ऑफर. लेकिन अब आप एक बात सोचो, just take a look at whatever they have said. Do you think Congress would have agreed with this? No. Why? Because what is Congress demanding? Congress क्या डिमांड कर रहा है? Congress is demanding full independence. And have they given full independence? Absolutely not. ठीक है. So Congress completely disagree. उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं भाई, हम इसको agree नहीं कर सकते हैं. Fine. Because again, you are not talking about full independence. You are still talking about a dominion status, जो कि हमें नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है. Fine. Okay. Muslim League really welcomed this veto assurance which has been given to them. Remember, they said that no future constitution without the consent of minorities. Okay, so who are the minorities? So we have the Muslim League, right? So Muslim League was very happy कि okay चलो हमें minorities को at least ये right दिया गया है that no constitution will be adopted unless and until we say so. ठीक है? So they were really happy with it. Fine, but okay. But again, it was not happy with this. Why? Because it was not talking about partition. It was not talking about the creation of Pakistan. Fine. तो इसके लिए वो भी ज्यादा खुश जो है वो नहीं थे. तो एक तरह से देखा जाए तो कांग्रेस और मुस्लिम लीग जो है वो दोनों ही खुश नहीं थे. दे वर नॉट बोथ हैप्पी. ठीक है. ऑलराइट. अब इसके बाद आता है एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट मिशन विच इज योर क्रिप्स मिशन. ऑलराइट. अब इसको मैं लिखते जाऊंगी और समझाती जाऊंगी आपको. थोड़ा फैक्चुअल इन्फॉर्मेशन है तो थोड़ा ध्यान से लिखेंगे सब लोग. ठीक है. ओके. सो व्हाट डू वी हैव? ऑलराइट, तो इसका बैकग्राउंड क्या है पहले तो हम वो समझ लेते हैं. ओके, सो रिमेंबर कि जब सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर चल रहा है, देन यूएसए वाज नॉट रियली विलिंग टू पार्टिसिपेट इन द वॉर बिकॉज यूएसए इज जस्ट गेटिंग आउट ऑफ द ग्रेट डिप्रेशन, है ना. वो अभी जस्ट ग्रेट डिप्रेशन से बाहर आ रहे, तो दे आर नॉट रियली रेडी टू फाइट इन द वॉर. ओके फाइन. So USA was not ready, but then what happened? Japan ने क्या किया? It had bombed USA's naval base, which is Pearl Harbor. Okay, and then USA had to enter into the war. And USA ने क्या किया? USA had joined. USA had basically dropped a bomb. You know the bombs, right? That we're talking about. So they've dropped nuclear bombs, atom bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? That after the World War, USA has also joined the Second World War, and the only aim was to punish Japan because Japan ने उनके naval base को जो है वो harm किया है, which is Pearl Harbor. ठीक है? So consequently, जो उस टाइम के US president है, which is Roosevelt, he called upon Churchill, Winston Churchill, who is now the Prime Minister of Britain. ठीक है? जो वहां पे Prime Minister हैं ब्रिटेन के, fine. So he said that, please, so Roosevelt said that, you better solve this Indian problem, all right? You better solve this Indian problem without which the war against Japan cannot be pushed vigorously. अब देखो, विंस्टन चर्चिल जो है वो बिल्कुल हिंदुस्तान को आजाद नहीं करना चाहते हैं. Please keep this in mind. He is not a person who wants India to be free. Absolutely not. He is not interested in that. ठीक है? But what has happened here, because USA has now jumped into the war, all right, and USA feels that if you want to solve the Japan issue, you have India's support. Okay, so what is USA saying? So इसकी chronology में अगर समझ में नहीं आए तो मैं फिर से बता देती हूँ. So Japan has bombed. USA was not participating in the World War. ठीक है? Japan has, launched bombing on USA's Pearl Harbor. USA का naval base है, उसमें उन्होंने जो है वो बॉम्ब लॉन्च कर दिया था. ठीक है? So वहां पे उन्होंने बॉम्ब जो है वो लॉन्च किया था. ठीक है? So because of this, USA had no other option but to enter the war. So they had to. And now USA's prime minister, USA's president, Roosevelt said to Winston Churchill that if you really want to solve this Japan's issue, you need to have India's support over here. Okay? So it was in this background that Sir Stafford Cripps was sent to India. Okay? तो इनको कब भेजा गया था? What was the date? So the date was 1942, 22nd March 1942. All right. चलिए अब हम देखते हैं कि इनका जो प्रपोजल है वो क्या था. Okay, so what was the proposal that Cripps had come up with? So what did they say? An Indian Union with a dominion status, ठीक है, but they were making India sovereign, as in India would be free to decide its relationship with the Commonwealth, that is with the British, all right. They would be free to participate in the United Nations and other international bodies as well, ठीक है. And then there's going to be a Constituent Assembly. So afterward, there's going to be a Constituent Assembly which is going to frame the Constitution of India. ठीक है, fine. जो members है Constituent Assembly के, they would be partly elected from the provincial assemblies, fine. So जो members who are going to be the members of this Constituent Assembly. So remember who all have won seats in the provincial elections. तो जिन लोगों की भी seats है provincial assemblies में, so those people would be voted on, उनके ऊपर vote किया जाएगा, and those people who win the elections, they will become part of the Constituent Assembly. ठीक है, fine, all right. Now they say that the British government is going to accept the new constitution on 2 conditions. So अब conditions इन्होंने क्या रखी है ये देखो. One is that if any province is not willing to join the union, they can have a separate constitution. So just see what they're doing, fine. So any province, sorry, not willing to join the union, मतलब आप ये कहना चाह रहे हो, they basically trying to say that if suppose Patna doesn't like, Patna is a province, और पटना को जो है वो पसंद नहीं आता है constitution, fine, then they can have their own constitution. उनका अपना constitution हो सकता है, and they can break away from the Indian Union. So if they're not willing to join the Indian Union, they can break away from it and they can have their own constitution and their own union. So what the Britishers are trying to do is to create an India with many partitions, guys. Okay? Okay. Okay. Then they said that in the new constitution making body and the British government, they would negotiate a treaty to basically affect the transfer of power, fine, and to safeguard the racial and religious minorities. Okay. So what they said is a treaty would be signed between for what? For transfer of power? ठीक है, तो उन्होंने कहा कि सबसे पहली बात तो दे कुड बी अलाउड टू मूव, वो इंडियन यूनियन से बाहर निकल सकते, दे कैन हैव देयर ओन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दैट. एंड सेकेंडली व्हाट दे आर सेइंग दैट वी विल साइन अ ट्रीटी बिटवीन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली एंड द ब्रिटिशर्स, and this would ensure transfer of power, and this would also see whether the people, the religious minorities are getting their rights or not. ठीक है, अब देखो इसके साथ प्रॉब्लम्स क्या थी. सबसे मेजर प्रॉब्लम है, ठीक है, so let me just write this down. Okay, what is the main issue here? So they tried to create India with many partitions, isn't it? जो उन्होंने कहा कि अगर किसी को कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पसंद नहीं आता है तो वो हट करके अपना कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन खुद बना सकता है. सो व्हाट आर दे ट्राइंग टू डू? दे ट्राइंग टू make India of many partitions. Fine, that was the one issue. Okay, so create Okay, so they're trying to create an India with many partition. Fine. ऑब्वियस बात है कि वो ये बहुत मेजर प्रॉब्लम है, ठीक है, ये बहुत ही मेजर प्रॉब्लम थी. फाइन. अब हम देखते हैं क्या रिएक्शंस रही होंगी लोगों की रिगार्डिंग द क्रिप्स मिशन. डू यू थिंक पीपल वुड हैव बीन हैप्पी और नॉट? लेट अस सी, लेट अस टेक अ लुक एट दैट. फाइन. ओके. नाउ, so first of all, the Cripps mission was not again offering them जो कहते हैं वो वापस से डोमिनियन स्टेटस की बात कर रहे हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल दैट, एंड सेकेंडली द क्रिप्स मिशन वाज डूइंग नथिंग बट डिवाइडिंग इंडिया ऑन वेरियस लाइंस विद रिलीजियस कम्युनिटीज और व्हाटएवर. ठीक है. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू देम, अकॉर्डिंग टू कांग्रेस एंड अदर पीपल, they thought that this is going to destroy the national fabric of India. Fine. The Cripps mission was also a serious threat to the unity of India because indirectly they have agreed to the demand of Pakistan. ठीक है? All right. So the league was initially quite happy. उनको लगा चलो ठीक है, हमारा डिमांड तो जो है वो पूरा हो चुका है. फाइन. But when it found out that all political parties in India had rejected the Cripps mission, fine. So it also rejected the Cripps mission on different grounds, fine, saying that, the Muslim League will not become one with the Indian Union. So he said कि नहीं, Muslim League जो है वो Indian Union का part कभी नहीं बनेगा. So उन्होंने Cripps mission ने क्या कहा है? You can be a part of the Indian Union, fine, and then if you want, you can have your own constitution, right? So the league was saying that no, we do not want to be a part of the Indian Union. Even in the beginning, हम शुरू में भी Indian Union का part जो है वो नहीं बनेंगे. Fine. And they were also against the way in which the Constituent Assembly is going to be framed. Remember 1937, Congress has done really well in the provincial elections. So definitely more members in the Constituent Assembly is going to be whom? More members in the Constituent Assembly is going to be the members of the Congress, right? The Muslim League was not happy about it because they thought कि हमने तो elections में अच्छा perform ही नहीं किया है, और अगर अच्छा perform नहीं किया तो हम Constituent Assembly का हिस्सा नहीं बन पाएंगे. ठीक है? So that was the entire thing here. Okay? Alright. So ये क्या है? So this was your Cripps mission. So guys, इसको quickly आप लोग लिख लीजिए फटाफट से. ठीक है? Then we will move ahead to the Quit India struggle. Okay? Don't take more than 5 minutes. Okay? Quickly write this down. Okay. So I'm sure we're done with this. चलिए अब हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. So now we move on to the Quit India movement. ठीक है, तो जब ये सारी चीजें फेल हो गई, क्रिप्स मिशन भी फेल हो चुका है, फाइन. सो गांधी जी सेड कि भाई अब हमारे पास और कोई रास्ता नहीं है, बट देन वी हैव टू लॉन्च द क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट एंड द ब्रिटिश विल हैव टू क्विट इंडिया. उनको हिंदुस्तान से बाहर जाना पड़ेगा. ओके, सो द जापानीज थ्रेट इज इमिनेंट. फाइन. The Cripps mission has failed, and this has brought about a distant change in Gandhiji's attitude. And Gandhiji has now decided that if the Britishers stay here, this is going to be an open invitation for the Japanese to invade us. ठीक है? और वो ये नहीं चाहते हैं, वो चाहते हैं ये जो threat है of the Britishers, this has to be removed. All right, and this is what he did. He decided to launch the Quit India struggle. ठीक है? तो अब इसका जो है, अगेन मैं इसका फ्लो चार्ट बना देती हूँ, आप लोगों के लिए इजी रहेगा फिर. ठीक है, चलो. क्विट जैसे मैंने उसको समझाया था वैसे ही इसको भी लिखते लिखते आपको समझा देती हूँ. ओके, फर्स्ट थिंग दैट वी हैव इज फैक्टर्स. क्या फैक्टर्स थे जिससे वजह से वी हैव द लॉन्चिंग ऑफ द क्विट इंडिया स्ट्रगल. ठीक है, ओके. The first factor is failure of Cripps mission. So देखो Cripps mission से ना गांधी जी और सबको एक चीज तो समझ में आ गई that the Britishers were not interested in granting Indians any kind of independence. Neither were they interested in any kind of welfare for India, because otherwise अगर वो welfare में interested होते ना तो ऐसी अजीबोगरीब चीजें लेकर के नहीं आते, ठीक है? So the failure of Cripps mission did not solve the constitutional change or the constitutional crisis that was there in India, ठीक है? The nationalists became aware that if they have any more silence, agar wo aur chup rahe, then it would mean that the Britishers will have the right to decide the fate of Indians, okay? And there was a popular discontent, fine. So what was happening? Popular discontent regarding economic crisis due to war. So war की वजह से जो इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस हुई थी, लोग उस वजह से भी बहुत ज्यादा परेशान थे. There was an imminent threat of Japanese invasion, fine. Okay. People of Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa, okay, and Assam as well, they were really scared that the Britishers might follow the scorched earth policy. Fine. So people of ठीक है कि वो क्या कर सकते हैं, वो स्कॉच अर्थ पॉलिसी फॉलो कर सकते हैं in Bengal, Assam and Orissa. Now, for those who don't know the scorched earth policy, let me explain. So basically एक policy होती है जिसमें suppose the Japanese forces are attacking us, ठीक है? So they will come through, suppose they're coming through Japan, so they're coming through Bengal, Assam and Orissa, fine. So what you do is you basically destroy all the crops which are there in Orissa, Assam and Bengal. मतलब इस तरीके से उनको destroy करना है that they are literally on the ground. मतलब एक होता है ना कि पूरा नेस्त नाबूद कर देना, सारी चीजें इस तरह से destroy कर देना कि there is nothing left but ashes but mud. Okay, so you destroyed in such a way that you feel as if nothing existed here. So this is the scorched earth policy where you burn all the crops literally to the ground. Fine. मतलब आप कुछ भी नहीं छोड़ते हो वहां पे. And why is this done? Why is this policy followed? This policy is followed so that if the Japanese are invading us, ठीक है, so they might be carrying their food for some time. But what if their food runs out? So when their food runs out, they might use the crops which are growing on our ground. ठीक है, तो हम नहीं चाहते हैं कि वो हमारे क्रॉप्स का इस्तेमाल करे. फाइन. सो देन दे विल हैव टू लीव, दे विल आइदर डाई ऑफ स्टार्वेशन और दे विल लीव द लैंड एंड दे विल गो बैक टू देयर कंट्री बिकॉज दे विल हैव शॉर्टेज ऑफ फूड. और जहां तक हमारी आर्मी की बात है, उनको तो हम खाना पहुंचा ही देंगे. ठीक है. सो दिस इज द स्कॉच अर्थ पॉलिसी. सो दिस people of Bengal and Assam were really scared that the Britishers might do it. ठीक है. Okay. Alright. So, इस तरह से जो ब्रिटिशर्स के ऊपर लोगों का थोड़ा बहुत भरोसा था regarding the British banks etc. They've also started coming down a lot because they realized कि the Britishers are here only for a few more days. कि बस अब कुछ साल और हैं और उसके बाद ब्रिटिशर्स जो हैं वो यहाँ से चले जाएंगे because there has to be there will be an imminent collapse of the Britishers is what is going to happen. They had realized this कि ये होने ही वाला है. Fine. So the Congress Working Committee met at Wardha. All right. So when did they meet? इसको एक डिफरेंट कलर से लिख देती हूं ताकि कोई कंफ्यूजन नहीं हो. कांग्रेस met at वर्धा, वर्धा में वो मिले और उन्होंने क्या पास किया? 1942 they passed the resolution demanding complete independence and they passed the resolution for quit India. ठीक है? ओके, चलिए. ऑलराइट, सो अब हम क्या देखेंगे कि जो बिगिनिंग है, ठीक है, वो कैसे हुई थी. फाइन. सो बिगिनिंग एंड द प्रोग्रेस. ऑलराइट, गाइस कुछ यहाँ पे फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन है जो मैं अलग से एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर रही हूँ. आई एम जस्ट राइटिंग इट डाउन. ऑलराइट, सो प्रोविजंस क्या थे इसके? ठीक है, ठीक है. पहला क्या है कि भाई इंडिया को आपको फ्री डिक्लेयर करना है. फाइन. देन यू हैव टू फॉर्म अ प्रोविजनल गवर्नमेंट. So I'm sure you understand the concept of provisional government. So provisional government is basically a government which is there unless and until you have a more permanent form of government. So the Britishers left us in 1947. Our constitution came in 1950. So for those 3 years, who's going to be managing the law and order? So for that, you have the provisional government. Okay? Okay. So Gandhi ji had given the slogan of do or die. ठीक है, लड़ो, करो या मरो. ओके, चलिए गाइस, तो हम देखते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट का जो रिस्पॉन्स है वो क्या रहा होगा रिगार्डिंग द क्विट इंडिया स्ट्रगल. व्हाट डू यू थिंक वुड हैव बीन द रिस्पॉन्स ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट? ठीक है, सो इमीडिएटली जैसे ही बॉम्बे में रेजोल्यूशन पास हुआ, many leaders, all right, many leaders including Gandhi ji and Nehru, they were all arrested. So see, now the Britishers have understood कि जब भी गांधी जी कोई मूवमेंट लॉन्च करते हैं, it might seem a very simple one, but it generally isn't. It is usually a very big movement. So जैसे ही उन्होंने रेजोल्यूशन लॉन्च किया था वैसे ही they have been arrested. ठीक है, so Gandhi ji was kept in the Aga Khan Palace, all right, and similarly other members of the Congress were also jailed. Congress was once again declared an illegal organization. Their bank accounts were frozen. Everything was done fine, and there was a serious repression method which the Britishers followed. Okay? But you know what happened? Gandhi ji by now had trained people. अब तक उन्होंने ना जितने भी यंगस्टर्स हैं, जो भी यंग पॉपुलेशन है, उनको ट्रेन कर चुके हैं वो कि दिस इज हाउ यू हैव टू follow the movement. So even when Gandhi ji was arrested, even when there was lack of leadership, the movement did not go haywire कि अरे movement को कैसे करेंगे, ऐसा नहीं हुआ. The movement continued quite well. ठीक है? So and when the Britishers tried to repress, the movement backfired. You know how? When the Britishers tried to repress, this backfired. Why? Because then people, pushed even more. लोगों ने और बुरी तरीके से push back किया because the Britishers were trying to repress us. ठीक है? So, Britishers by this point of time have realized कि भाई अब जो situation है ना वो थोड़ा हाथ से निकलता जा रहा है. ठीक है? Okay. All right. So, अगर हम social base की बात करें, if we're talking about the social base of the movement, the participation was happening at various levels. Yes, we have the youth participation, college students, school students, etc. They've all remained on the forefront. We have a number of women who participated. Usha Mehta is one such example. She actually made the first radio station for Congress. ठीक है? अगर आपको लगे, आपको सही लगता हो तो आप वो मूवी है देख सकते हो उषा मेहता वाली जो Amazon पे आई थी. So the movie is really bad, but if you want, you can see it just to know the story. ठीक है? So इसमें उषा मेहता, अरुणा असफ अली, सुचिता कृपलानी, they've all played a very important role. Workers also played a very important role. They all went on strike. ठीक है? Peasants from all stratas have participated. Fine. Even some zamindars also participated in the movement. ठीक है? तो social base जो है वो एक्चुअली इस मूवमेंट का काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग रहा था. ठीक है? सो दैट इज वन थिंग. फाइन. सो ये था हमारा क्या, दिस इज ऑल अबाउट योर क्विट इंडिया स्ट्रगल. सो सोशल बेस आई डोंट थिंक मुझे आपको बताने की जरूरत है. यहाँ पे एक चीज है जो मैं आपको लिखवाना चाहती हूँ, और मे बी आई कैन गिव दिस टू यू इन द फॉर्म ऑफ हैंड आउट. ठीक है? सो व्हाट आई एम थिंकिंग इज कि स्टेजेस जो है ना ऑफ क्विट इंडिया मूवमेंट वो बहुत लंबा है. स्टेज 1, स्टेज 2, स्टेज 3 ऐसे करके काफी लंबा है. तो वो मैं सोच रही हूँ कि मैं आपको या तो हैंड आउट के फॉर्मेट पे दे दूंगी, या अगर मुझे मौका मिलेगा तो मैं लास्ट में आपको लिख के भी समझा दूंगी. ठीक है? चलो, तो इसको आप लोग लिख लो फटाफट से. क्विकली टेक इट डाउन. ऑलराइट, क्विट इंडिया स्ट्रगल. Quickly take it down. Don't take more than 5 minutes. Then we will move on to the Indian National Army, which is Subhash Chandra Bose. और फिर हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. ठीक है? चलो. So अब हम क्या देखेंगे? Now we will take a look at the Indian National Army. ठीक है? तो अब हम Indian National Army का जो creation है वो हम देखेंगे. Fine. So remember मैंने आपको त्रिपुरी कांग्रेस का जो crisis था वो बताया था, right? That how Subhash Chandra Bose had to resign because you have someone called Patabi Sitaramaiya, right? Because Gandhi ji was supporting him. Gandhi ji wanted Patabi Sitaramaiya to become the Congress president, right? And when he lost, Gandhi ji called it to be his own loss, and as a result, all the working committee members had resigned. ठीक है? तो मतलब सुभाष चंद्र बोस was literally pushed to the wall and he had no other option but to resign. Fine. और फिर वहां से उन्होंने फॉरवर्ड ब्लॉक करके एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी जो है वो शुरू की थी. फाइन. सो नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द इंडियन नेशनल आर्मी. फाइन. आजाद हिंद फौज. सो चलिए. Okay. Let's talk about Subhash Chandra Bose's life a little bit. So इसके मैं आपको नोट्स अलग से नहीं दे रही हूँ guys. I'm sure आप ये जानते ही होंगे. ठीक है? So when was he born? He was born in 1897 and he was deeply influenced by the cultural background that was going on in Bengal. Remember, this is also the time period of all kinds of social justice movements which were taking place. The revolt has already happened. ठीक है? So Bengal का जो cultural scenario है वो बहुत strong है, बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत nationalistic है, right? So he was really inspired by that. Fine. So he graduated from Calcutta University and he studied philosophy at Cambridge University. He also qualified for Indian Civil Services, but he resigned because he did not want to, have this emblem of slavery. Because according to him, working for the Britishers was nothing but slavery. उनको था कि वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ एक गुलाम है क्योंकि वो ब्रिटिशर्स के लिए काम कर रहे हैं. ठीक है? So Bose considered Chittaranjan Das to be his political guru, right? So for Gandhiji, it was Gopal Krishna Gokhale. So for Subhash Chandra Bose, it was Chittaranjan Das who was supposed to be his political guru. Okay? तो चलिए हम बात करते हैं कि इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस में क्या हुआ था, what has happened here. Fine? Okay. Now, so let's talk about his career in the Indian National Congress. कि इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस में उनका क्या जो है वो करियर रहा था. So he was also considered to be socialist among other leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru, etc. And he was also one of the first leaders to raise this question or demand of complete independence. तो पहली बार अगर किसी ने डिमांड पुट किया था along with Jawaharlal Nehru तो वो सुभाष चंद्र बोस थे. ठीक है? And he said that dominion status should not no longer be acceptable. Fine. So Bose was in jail since the civil disobedience movement. Fine. When he was chosen as the mayor of Calcutta. अब आप एक चीज देखिए guys कि even though he was in jail, he was chosen as the mayor of Calcutta. Isn't that a big thing? बहुत बड़ी बात है ये कि वो जेल में होने के बाद भी उनको मेयर बनाया गया कैलकाटा का. दिस वाज द काइंड ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस ही हैड ऑन द पीपल. इस तरह का इन्फ्लुएंस था उनका जो कि बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग इन्फ्लुएंस है देखा जाए तो. ठीक है? फाइन. So, but his health started deteriorating and he was released from the prison. But there was a condition that he would leave the country. Okay? So, Bose used this method, used this opportunity. He did leave the country, but he traveled extensively and he tried to influence public opinion regarding Indian independence in different countries. ठीक है? जहां जहां पे भी वो गए उन्होंने यही चीज की है. क्या? उन्होंने पब्लिक ओपिनियन क्रिएट करने की कोशिश की है रिगार्डिंग इंडियन इंडिपेंडेंस. That was a great deal, isn't it? He would meet with world leaders. He would tell them about the plight of Indians. He would tell them what Indians are going through. ठीक है? और ताकि उन लोगों को उनका सपोर्ट जो है वो मिल सके. फाइन. यू ऑलरेडी अवेयर अबाउट द त्रिपुरी कांग्रेस सेशन. आई डोंट थिंक आई नीड टू टेल यू. देन वी हैव द फाउंडेशन ऑफ फॉरवर्ड ब्लॉक. ठीक है? ओके. चलिए, तो अब हम क्या देखेंगे? अब हम देखेंगे इंडियन नेशनल आर्मी और फिर सुभाष चंद्र बोस इसमें कैसे आएंगे हम वो देखेंगे. फाइन. ओके. ऑलराइट. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ वाज इट फॉर्म्ड. तो इसका फॉर्मेशन जो है वो कैसे हुआ था. First of all, guys, understand that it was formed because of support. ठीक है? It is formed so जापानीज लोगों ने सपोर्ट किया था in the formation of Indian National Army और आजाद हिंद फौज. ठीक है? और ये कैसे बना था? फाइन. How was it created? So remember all the Indians who had gone from the British side to fight in Japan and they have been arrested because they were prisoners of war because they lost, वो हार गए तो उनको अरेस्ट कर लिया गया था. ठीक है? So when they were arrested because they were prisoners of war, fine. So those people are the ones who basically contributed or who became soldiers of the Indian National Army. Okay? So Indian soldiers fighting on the British side when they lost Japan, were considered as prisoners of war. ठीक है? And these prisoners of war सो यही जो प्रिजनर्स ऑफ वॉर हैं ये क्या बने जाकर के, ये आगे जाकर के इंटरनेशनल आर्मी के सोल्जर्स बने. ठीक है? सो इंडियन नेशनल आर्मी वाज एक्चुअली नॉट फॉर्म्ड बाय सुभाष चंद्र बोस. सुभाष चंद्र बोस उसका कंट्रोल दिया गया था. इट वाज एक्चुअली फॉर्म्ड बाय कैप्टन मोहन सिंह. तो चलिए हम वो देखते हैं. ठीक है? All right. So what is happening here? INA under Captain Mohan Singh. Chalo. So INA was initially, so the first founding tha, that was done by Captain Mohan Singh in Singapore in September 1942. ठीक है? So initial foundation hmm, 1942. और अगेन इसके मेंबर्स कौन थे गाइस? एज आई टोल्ड यू, जो प्रिजनर्स ऑफ वॉर थे जापान में, इंडियन सोल्जर्स जो प्रिजनर्स ऑफ वॉर थे, they only became the members, they only became the soldiers here. ठीक है? Fine. So you know who encouraged him to form such an army? So he was encouraged by Major Fujiwara of the Japanese army. ठीक है? क्योंकि वो चाहते थे कि इंडिया जो है वो अपने इंडिपेंडेंस के लिए फाइट करे. Fine. So who influenced him? All right. So Major Fujiwara was the one who actually encouraged. ठीक है? So क्या हुआ after the fall? So once Singapore has fallen, Singapore has been defeated by the Britishers. All right. So when Singapore had fallen, the size of the surrendered, ठीक है? तो जब इंडियन जो भी इंडियन सोल्जर्स उन्होंने सरेंडर किया, ठीक है? Sorry, the Britishers did not win. Singapore had fallen. Singapore was now under the Japanese control. ठीक है? So Japanese control के अंदर क्या आ चुका है? Singapore आ चुका है. Now it is under Japanese control. So the Indian soldiers who were fighting from the British side, they had to surrender. ठीक है? Because Japanese forces have won and the British forces who have Indian soldiers, they have lost. ठीक है? So the number of prisoners or the number of POW of Indians had grown to around 40,000. ठीक है? और इन सबको मिल करके कैप्टन मोहन सिंह ने क्या फॉर्म किया? ही फॉर्म्ड द इंडियन नेशनल आर्मी. ठीक है? ऑलराइट. सो ठीक है? सो जो भी जितने भी इंडियंस पीओडब्ल्यू थे उनके साथ मिल करके उन्होंने क्या फॉर्म किया है? उनके साथ मिल करके उन्होंने इंटरनेशनल आर्मी जो है वो फॉर्म की है. ठीक है? ऑलराइट. So let's talk about what happened. So how did Subhash Chandra Bose comes into the picture? So Subhash Chandra Bose, he has resigned from his Congress presidency, all right, and you all know that he has later escaped to Germany. Fine. So he had resigned from the formation bloc, forward bloc, then he settled down in Germany. Fine. So Rash Bihari Bose jo hai, this time he had settled down in Japan. Let me write this down for you. So what has happened here? Bose resigned from Congress, formed फॉरवर्ड ब्लॉक, मतलब उन्होंने फॉरवर्ड ब्लॉक करके एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी जो है वो फॉर्म की है, ठीक है, फाइन. एंड देन ही हैज एस्केप टू जर्मनी. ऑलराइट. और इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे राश बिहारी बोस, हु हैड सेटल्ड इन जापान, जो जापान में सेटल्ड है, he had called on a conference of all the Indians who were living in Southeast Asia in Tokyo. ठीक है, so he has called a conference. Fine. So what has happened? राश बिहारी बोस, ये सब इंपॉर्टेंट है इसलिए बता रही हूं, ठीक है. राश बिहारी बोस called a conference ठीक है. तो उन्होंने क्या करा, उन्होंने कॉन्फ्रेंस बुलाई of all the Indians who were in Tokyo. Fine. And here they have taken two very important decisions. ठीक है. What is the first decision? In the establishment of the Indian Independence League. Okay. ये इंडिपेंडेंस मैंने इसको शॉर्ट फॉर्म में जो है वो लिख दिया है, ठीक है. एंड देन फॉर्मेशन ऑफ आजाद हिंद फौज. सो टू डिसीजंस वर टेकन, दैट इज फॉर्मेशन of INA to wage a war against the Britishers. Fine? Okay. And the Japanese government had promised everything. उन्होंने कहा था कि हाँ ठीक है, हम आपको पूरी तरीके से सपोर्ट करेंगे in all possible manner. Fine? Alright. So ये क्या है, यहाँ पे हम देख रहे हैं कि सुभाष चंद्र बोस जो हैं वो जब आएंगे तो क्या होगा. फाइन. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी आर सीइंग. ओके. सो नाउ अब हम इसको आगे कंटिन्यू करेंगे कि बोस ने कब जो है वो कमांड लिया था. सो बोस वाज गिवन द कमांड ऑफ आईएनए व्हेन. सो बोस वाज गिवन द कमांड ऑफ आईएनए 1943. सो ये फॉर्मेशन हुई. फाइन. फॉर्मेशन हो चुकी है कैप्टन मोहन सिंह के अंदर 1942. He has looked after the army and the number of armed forces are growing. Fine. And then 1943, we have the Tokyo conference taking place where they have decided two things. That is formation of Indian Independence League, and they have also decided to raise an Indian National Army to fight against the Britishers. Indian National Army already exist करती है, ठीक है. So now उसका जो बागडोर है, उसकी जो लीडरशिप है, that is now going to be given to whom? It is now going to be given to Subhash Chandra Bose. Fine. So he was given the command of INA in 1943. Sorry. तो उनको कब दिया गया था कमांड? 1943 में दिया गया था. गाइस यहाँ पे स्पेस नहीं है तो मैं आगे कंटिन्यू कर रही हूँ, ठीक है. I'm just writing it over here. Okay, so बोस को कब मिला? 1943 में मिला. Fine. And you know what he was able to do? He was able to organize this army. See, the number of armed forces, the number of soldiers in the armed forces was actually growing. ठीक है? So what was needed? You needed a leader who could organize them. And Bose was able to do so. ठीक है? Bose जो है वो उनको बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से organize कर सक रहे थे. Okay. So बोस की कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस क्या है? सबसे पहली चीज तो बोस वॉज एबल टू ऑर्गेनाइज द आर्मी, ठीक है, बोस जो है उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी तरीके से आर्मी जो है वो पूरा पूरा ऑर्गेनाइज कर दिया था, ठीक है, फाइन. And most importantly, he was also able to gather support from other Indians in the form of finances. ठीक है? So yes, he called on to other Indians, जो कि so yes, there were a lot of Indians who might not be participating as soldiers, but then Bose called on to them and said that okay, if you can't participate as soldiers, maybe you can help us financially. Fine. So he called upon other Indians to help them financially. All right. So either they could help financially or they could simply join the Indian National Army. ठीक है, वो चाहते तो हेल्प कर सकते थे या फिर वो ज्वाइन कर सकते थे. फाइन, ओके. ऑलराइट. और फिर क्या हुआ? He was not just given command of the Indian National Army, but he was also given command of the Indian Independence League. ठीक है, उनको इंडियन इंडिपेंडेंस लीग का भी कमांड जो है वो दिया गया था. So when was he given this command? 2nd July 1943 when he reached Singapore. All right. So जो इंडियन इंडिपेंडेंस लीग फॉर्म की गई है, ठीक है, so if you just go back here, so they have formed what? They formed the Indian Independence League. Okay. So इसका जो कमांड है वो किसको दे दिया गया है? This command has also been given to Bose. Okay. Bose को इसका कमांड जो है वो दे दिया गया है. Fine. And what did Bose do? What did he use this Indian Independence League as? He used this to form the first provisional government of free India. ठीक है, तो उन्होंने क्या किया? उन्होंने फॉर्म किया द फर्स्ट प्रोविजनल गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया. सो आई जस्ट टेल यू व्हाट दिस वाज. ऑलराइट, चलिए. So देखो, इंडिया यहाँ पे आजाद नहीं हुआ है. I'll tell you what this provisional government of free India actually means. So he has been given the command of what? He has been given the command of Indian Independence League. Okay, 21st October 1943, he had formed the provisional government of free India. ठीक है, so 1943 formed the प्रोविजनल गवर्नमेंट का मतलब समझते हो, ठीक है. सो विच पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया आर दे टॉकिंग अबाउट? सो व्हाट डज फ्री इंडिया हियर मीन्स? ओके, लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड दैट. फाइन. तो फ्री इंडिया का मतलब क्या है, लेकिन उससे पहले आपको ये समझना है देयर वर सर्टेन स्लोगन्स व्हिच ही हैज गिवन, और मेरा ये पर्सनल फेवरेट है गाइस. पहला तो है कि दिल्ली चलो, ठीक है, बिकॉज दिल्ली इज नाउ द कैपिटल फॉर द ब्रिटिशर्स ऑल्सो. एंड मेरा सबसे पर्सनल फेवरेट है तुम मुझे खून दो, मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा. ये दिस इज माई पर्सनल फेवरेट. इट लिटरली पुट्स मी इन गूज़बम्प्स इवन टुडे. जब मैं सुनती हूँ या व्हेन आई जस्ट हियर इट, व्हेन आई से इट कि तुम मुझे खून दो और मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा. आई मीन जस्ट इमेजिन व्हाट पीपल हैव गॉन थ्रू टू पुट इंडिया हियर दैट वी आर टुडे. आज हम 5th लार्जेस्ट इकोनॉमी है इस पूरे दुनिया की. उसके लिए बहुत से लोगों ने बहुत सारी कुर्बानियां दी हैं. एंड वी कैन नॉट जस्ट फॉरगेट दैट. Yes, there are a lot of blood which has been spent here, isn't it? So that is what, Bose rightly said, that कि तुम मुझे खून दो और मैं तुम्हें आजादी दूंगा. ये मेरा बहुत पर्सनल फेवरेट है, मुझे बहुत ज्यादा पसंद है. इट लिटरली चार्जेस यू अप कि हाँ, आज तो कल लड़ मरेंगे अपने देश के लिए. मैं क्रिकेट बहुत ज्यादा देखती नहीं हूँ, लेकिन हाँ, आई जस्ट नीड टू नो दैट इंडिया हैज वन और नॉट. एनीवे, सो व्हाट डू वी हैव हियर? सो प्रोविजनल गवर्नमेंट तो आप समझते ही हैं कि क्या है, ठीक है. which free India are they talking about? Let us first understand that. So iska jo headquarters hai of this free India, that was in Rangoon and Singapore. All right, let me just write this down for you. Okay. So अब हम बात करते हैं कि कौन से फ्री इंडिया की बात कर रहे हैं. So when the Japanese forces have invaded, all right, they have taken control of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay. So this was won over by the Japanese Navy, and the Japanese Navy has given the command of this island to Bose's provisional government. Okay. So what has happened here? Japanese Navy has won control of okay, fine. So they have won control of what? They have won control of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay. तो अब फिर क्या किया गया है? और Japan has given this control to whom? Japan has given the control of these islands to Subhash Chandra Bose, who has renamed it as Shahid in Swaraj. ठीक है? ठीक है? So Japanese लोगों ने control किसको दिया? To Bose, who renamed it ठीक है. So this is the free India that we're talking about. So Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which was obviously under the British control, they have been taken over by whom? They've been taken over by the Japanese Navy. All right. And the Japanese Navy has given this control to whom? The Japanese Navy has given this control to Subhash Chandra Bose. Fine. And Subhash Chandra Bose is renamed it as Shahid and Swaraj. And these were the first Indian territories to have a provisional Indian government and a Indian flag flying high. तो ये पहले दो एरियाज थे ऐसे जिसमें पहली बार इंडियन फ्लैग था और पहली बार इंडियन प्रोविजनल गवर्नमेंट था. सो दैट इज व्हाट दिस इज व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट व्हेन वी मीन फ्री इंडिया. जब हम फ्री इंडिया की बात करते हैं तो हम इस चीज के बारे में ही बात कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. ऑलराइट, चलिए तो अब हम क्या देखेंगे? नाउ वी विल टेक अ लुक एट INA's मिलिट्री पार्टिसिपेशन. तो INA का मिलिट्री पार्टिसिपेशन जो है वो क्या रहा था, चलिए अब हम वो देखेंगे. मैं वो कर दूंगी गाइस उसको वापस से, डोंट वरी. गाइस इसमें अगर कुछ भी ना समझ में आए ना तो आप मुझे बताइएगा जरूर. ठीक है. कहीं भी अगर लगे कंफ्यूजिंग हो रहा है या कुछ भी, मैं एक बार समराइज भी कर दूंगी. डोंट वरी. फाइन. So the major wars that INA has participated in were in the eastern borders of India and Burma. ठीक है. Okay. Okay, so eastern borders of India and Burma. ठीक है. So, all right. So the Indian National Army, it was obviously supported by the Japanese army. Fine. They marched towards the northeast of India, reached Kohima, and then they have unfurled the Indian national flag. ठीक है. So ये उनकी पहली एक तरह से कह लो जंग थी जहां पे उन्होंने एक one of the areas of India they have won for themselves. All right. This was one of their military participation. Jahan pe, with the help of Japanese forces, they have won one of the areas which was obviously under the British control, लेकिन उस area को उन्होंने अपने control में ले लिया है, ठीक है? So INA supported by Japanese army. Okay, so what did they do? They marched towards northeast India. ठीक है, तो उन्होंने क्या करा, कोहिमा की तरफ पहुंचे और पहली बार उन्होंने नेशनल फ्लैग जो है वो अनफर्ल किया, किसका, इंडिया का, ठीक है, उस टाइम पे जो फ्लैग होगा. Okay, so what happened is, but the INA could not continue for a very long time, guys, and the reason was the defeat of Japan. Okay, so Japan was defeated in the World War, in the Second World War, because USA has bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Fine. So the Japanese was obviously no longer able to support INA. Fine. So as a result, INA started declining. Many of the soldiers and officers were arrested and they were sent to India for trials, ताकि उनके trials हो, because it was considered as if they are going against the British Empire, right? Because the Britishers were still ruling over us and they went against the British Empire. So it was considered that they were doing what? They were doing a seditious act. मतलब वो देशद्रोह का काम कर रहे हैं. Fine. So they were brought in here and they were put into trials, etc. But there was a huge public support which ensured that they were not punished and they were then released. All right. So on August 18, 1945, the aircraft in which Bose was traveling had crashed in Taiwan, all right, and it is reported that he was killed, but there's still a mystery surrounding it, whether he was killed there or not, or whether he is obviously still not alive, but क्या वो वहाँ से बच के निकल गए थे. So we don't really know for sure. There's something called the Tashkent Files, which actually has maybe some information regarding Bose. We don't really know for sure. हमें exactly नहीं पता है, ठीक है. Now there's something called the Red Fort Trials, all right. So what are the Red Fort Trials? So basically these people, the soldiers and officers of INA, they were brought in the Red Fort, they were arrested, they were brought in India. So they were arrested and they were all brought in India. उनको India लेके आया गया था. For what? For trials. Okay. Now, for the first time in a very long time, you can see a lot of communal harmony. Both Congress and Muslim League have aligned together to fight against the Britishers in favor of the Indian National Army. The Congress tricolor and the green flag of the Muslim League was, like furling together for a very बहुत दिन के बाद ऐसा कुछ हुआ था, ठीक है? So an INA Defense Committee was formed, which जिसमें कि Indian National Congress भी थे, and there were members of the Muslim League as well. Fine. So there was a huge outcry regarding the trial कि इन लोगों को punishment नहीं होनी चाहिए, and finally the government had to give in and they were not, उनको punishment नहीं हुई, they were not punished because there was a huge UN cry which was raised in India. ठीक है? But Britishers to Britishers ही हैं. So even though there was a huge hue and cry regarding, that these people, that the members of the soldiers of INA are not to be punished, you know what Lord Wavell did? Lord Wavell did give them sentences, but बहुत strong sentences नहीं थे. Did give them sentences, did punish them using his emergency powers. So, Governor General जो हैं, उनके पास कुछ emergency powers होती थी, which he could use in such a situation. So because there was a huge outcry which was being raised among the Indians regarding the international movement or regarding the members and soldiers of INA. तो इसीलिए लॉर्ड वेवल ने उनके सेंटेंसेस को करने के लिए अपने इमरजेंसी पावर्स का इस्तेमाल किया है. एंड यू नो दिस हैज मेड द ब्रिटिशर्स लूज एवरीथिंग इन आवर आईज, है ना. मतलब अब हमारे लिए ना फाइनल लेग आ चुका है कि अब तो इनको भगाओ, हटाओ इनको इस देश से, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट स्टॉपिंग इट एनीथिंग. फाइन. Okay, so guys, I'll give you some time to take this down. At least इसको आप पहले take down कर लीजिए, फिर हम दूसरे वाले स्लाइड पे चले जाएंगे. And I think we will stop here. काफी कुछ कवर कर लिया है हमने आज. We've done quite a lot. So काफी कुछ कवर कर लिया है हमने. अब बाकी जो है हम कल कवर करेंगे. सो इसको आप लोग टेक डाउन कर लीजिए फटाफट से, एंड देन वी विल एंड द सेशन. ठीक है. ऑलराइट गाइस, आई एम श्योर वी आर डन. ठीक है. सो आई थिंक वी विल एंड द सेशन हियर, एंड इसके बाद का जो है ना वो आप लोग रिकॉर्डिंग्स में देख के लिख लेना. ठीक है. मैं इसको सही कर देती हूँ. जस्ट टेक इट डाउन. आप इसको रिकॉर्डिंग में जो है वो देख के लिख सकते हो. ओके. Chaliye. All right, guys. I think we'll end the session here. And thank you so much for joining me here. It was an absolute pleasure to have you all. I will now see you in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. See you all.